Imagine a world where we lived like time was limited. To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born, a time to die. From the moment we are conceived, we now operate in time. You have 9 months in your mom's womb before you have to get out and face the real world. And every year we celebrate birthdays, and that's a measure of how much time you've been on the earth. Time. We live like we've got all the time in the world. But truth is, we don't. Once it's up, it's up. So how have you been spending your time? How have you been spending the limited time that you've got on this earth? Are you living a life of living your dreams? Are you building meaningful relationships? What are you doing with the time? You can never go backwards. So I can't go back into my mum's womb. I can't go back into my childhood. Time is progressive. It can never go backwards. So whilst you can't change what happened in your past, you can't change the past, you do have power over your present and over your future. So you might not have spent your time wisely in the past, but what can you do now, realizing that depending on how old you are, you could be a quarter way through your life, halfway through your life, 3/4 through your life, 90% through your life. Regardless of how much time you have, what are you going to do with that? How are you going to use your time wisely? Everybody has 24 hours in a day. Every single person has an equal amount of time in their day. Now it's up to you and me how we use that time, how we spend that time. I see time as a currency. So every day I wake up with 24 pounds. It's a pound for every hour of the day. Now it's up to me how I spend that currency. I might spend £6 on sleep, £8 on work, £1 on exercise, but that time is spent. How are you spending it? You have power over how you spend your days. So I want you to be really conscious about how you spend your time. Just think about your previous week. What did you do? If you can write it down, write down an inventory of what you did, how you used your time, and ask yourself, are you happy with how you spent your time? Are you happy with what you used your time doing? And if not, that's okay. You can still do something about it. You have the following week, or even starting from now, to make a conscious decision. What do I want to do with my time? With the time that I have, how can I make more impact? How can I do the things that I love doing? How can I be more in the moment? It's so easy to be programmed into a routine of go to work, come back, watch TV, sleep, do it all again. But actually, is that really how you want to spend your time? Is that really how you want to spend your days? And what are some of the things that you could do that will help you get closer to what you want to achieve? I read a study recently about a nurse. She was a palliative nurse who basically people that were at the end of their life due to sickness or however, they would then go home and be as comfortable as possible and wait until it was time for them to die. And that could be a few days, a few hours, or a few weeks. And she began to interview those people who were about to die. And she said the number one regret that people had was how they used their time. They wish that they would have lived a life on their terms. They would have been true to themselves and doing things that they wanted to do as opposed to what they thought they should have been doing. That was the biggest regret that people had. So knowing that they can't get that time back, they've already used their time, you still have some time left. What are you going to do? You don't want to be on your deathbed and looking back over your life and thinking, wow, I could have done things differently. Wow, I should have done things differently. Wow, I should have done this. We all know that we're going one way. We're not going backwards. Everybody's going to die. That's a fact. That's a guarantee. Everybody is going to die. I'm not being the bearer of bad news. It's just a reality. Knowing that your time is limited. What are you going to do and how are you going to spend it differently? Are you going to travel more? Maybe you've been wanting to travel for a long time and you've always thought, oh, I'll do it when, or I'll do it when. And actually time has moved on and you haven't done that thing. Or maybe you want to start a new hobby. but you've never just got round to it. Or maybe actually you just want to spend time with the people that you love the most. You're constantly working and you never really have the time to spend or invest in your relationships. Whatever it is, know that you have the power and the ability to control your time and the time that you have left. There are certain things that you have to do in your time. However, there are certain things that you can make a choice and purposely do. So, thinking about money as currency, what are you going to do differently? How are you going to make a decision to spend your time differently? What are some of the things that you're going to implement? What are some of the things that you are committing to for yourself? Because there's no point living life for other people. What are you going to do for yourself? And in one of these videos, watch out, I will share with you the biggest thing that I did for myself when I realized this time as currency thing. I took this massive leap and did something that was scary and out there, and I'll share with you. So be sure to have the notification bell on, subscribe, comment, and send it to someone who's not using their time effectively or efficiently, because they need to hear this. Because it's not only about us, we're all going to be using our time wisely, the time that we have left. See you in my next video.